Paul. Um, these wise men and the astrologers have brought in before me that they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof. But they could not show the interpretation of the thing. Now, if thou, and I have heard of thee that thou canst make interpretation and dissolve doubts. Now, if thou canst read the writing, and make known to me the interpretation thereof, thou shalt be clothed in scarlet, and have a chain of gold about thy neck, and shalt be the third ruler in the kingdom. Oh. Then Daniel answered and said before the king, Let thy gifts be to thyself, and give thy rewards to another. Yet I will read the writing unto the king, and have make known to him the interpretation. Oh. Now, O thou king, the most high God gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father, a kingdom, and majesty, and glory, and honor. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and language trembled and feared before him. He slew. And whom he would he kept alive, and whom he would he set up, and whom he would put down. But his heart was lifted up, and his mind hardened in pride. He was deposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. Now this God, yes, he set him up right, but he had a prideful heart. His heart was lifted up, and his mind hardened in pride. And he was dispossessed of his kingly throne. Oh. I have for the last 2 million emails documented that my civil rights are being violated. Ouch. Now, you issued a protection order in 2011 when I wasn't a resident. I was not given any notice or opportunity to be heard. And then you had me arrested for violating it when I didn't. I had called Healthy Families of Clallam County to see if they got the documentation from Guam that I had done 7 hours of parenting classes. But you reissued the protection order, minute order. You put me in jail. Well, I waited. I waited for it to expire. I waited years and years, but then you made up some bullshit crime on December 31st. I wasn't in Sequim, Washington. You wouldn't admit the evidence that I was in Port Angeles, Washington. Now, you did it again in 2017. Oh my gosh, look at, there's a feather right there. Ouch. But I wasn't in Brennan. I emailed the police department from this very location, but you wouldn't admit the evidence because you have a hardened heart. Your pride. Now, there's somebody that seems to think that pride is so important, isn't it? You're too proud to admit that you've continuously put me in jail without any actual evidence because I was not there. Then you made me go through a year's worth of court hearings where I had to appear, and you had to do mental health evaluations that were fraudulent mental health evaluations because I didn't commit any crime. And then today you decided that you're going to continue with the trial, Brett. Pooch. You decided that you're going to do this because I'm going to a mental health facility and you're going to administer antipsychotic medication without any evidence because I was right here that day. Now, I know the state of Washington has a pride issue. Oh, somebody had to be the ass, didn't they? And as an American citizen, when I inform you of crimes, you said, well, we don't have to enforce the law. But you do. Because I told you, Sheriff, you're going to enforce the laws of the United States. Now, as I remember it, 6, 7 years ago, there was a way that you could be on any person before anybody else. Ooh. Oh. Now, I'm going to want to know, those in gay pride, pooch, could you get me all the organizations again that are very supportive of gay pride and homosexual rights? Because it seemed that somebody kept having an annual meeting of those in the gay pride organizations that they would meet here every year, and then I thought maybe the chief of police had to be on them. Exactly what asshole did you put on me when I went to church yesterday? Now I'm gonna want to know because I woke up real hot and I don't like that smell. My mind would say it would have been better if somebody had just opened the door, but there's some dogs that said, well, we're gonna teach them a lesson. Ooch. Now, when I, as an American citizen, inform you that the petitioner didn't sign the protection order, yes, I was not given any due process. Who? There are forgeries and fraud, yeah. And you decided that you would keep my sons from me. I'm going to want to know all of those in the gay pride organizations. And I'm going to want the asshole today, okay? Because you've been total fucking asshole.